Good morning, everyone. This is our first live stream officially. Excuse me. First free live stream. Tuesdays and Thursdays we're live 8:30 to 10. Just kind of watching the market this morning. There was a big dip overnight. 6,000 seems to be the support level at the moment. Or the big support level, I should say. Yesterday I had two trades, both options trades. One was the first one was like right at open. Give me a second. I gotta plug my phone charger in. Yeah, the first one was right at open. I played the reversal because it had dipped down so much. Kiana did this thing I'm going to show you real quick, like it did overnight here. Did this, but it didn't go that far. That's pretty far. It had only dipped down just a little bit to here, but still under the white line. And I caught it for a nice little pull back. And then later in the day, we had just been hanging out, trying to go down. And I caught another quick little scalp. All in all, yesterday was like a 5% gain on the portfolio for options. I'm still doing my futures trading. I don't know why I struggle. I struggle more with futures than I do with options. It used to be the other way around. Excuse me. I feel like 85 to 90% of my ideas and analysis is right, but I get shook out of trades early sometimes for smaller profit because I don't have the patience. So that's something I've been working on. Something that we can work on together in this group too. In this community. So, officially, good morning. I don't remember if I said it, but my name is Myke, here at the Day Trading Musician. And our channel is just about education and trying to learn a new way for musicians to be able to create a different form of income that does not interfere with their original passion. And that's what we're doing here. There is a free Discord that I have. There's also a paid version that is for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So the paid version, you get Monday, Wednesday, Friday streams, private streams, where you're able to ask questions in a private chat. And yeah, other than that, Tuesdays and Thursdays are free. And we hang out. I found that I not recently, but this past year, I've cut back on a lot of just nonsensical, stupid plays, what I would call chasing things. Even if you're right, if you chase certain things, they're not always super profitable. Excuse me, man, I'm still waking up. I haven't had my coffee this morning yet. I might have to go do that here in a second. But yeah, jump in. We are trying to build a community here and do some fun stuff. I look forward to teaching you guys, like, just stuff I've learned. Stuff that works and stuff that doesn't. Stuff that works sometimes and stuff that doesn't work in other times. So, for those who don't know, like on my options account, I started it back in February, and I had I think there was like $98 in there. I was like, I wonder if I can just grow this little thing. And since February, I'm up to $398 right now. So it's a small account challenge of sorts. And I've passed. I have a couple of performance accounts. Excuse me, I'm about to get a cough drop. I have a couple of performance accounts with Apex. But my focus right now is kind of on this options challenge. It's hard to go back and forth and trade both at the same time. I'm going to grab something to drink real quick so I'm not doing that this whole time. Okay, I'm back. I swear I won't be coughing all morning. But then as soon as I jump on a live stream, everything just breaks loose. So for kind of an overview this morning. Yesterday, I noticed we kind of topped out right here. This candle, the last four of, when did I notice that? I feel like I noticed that during market hours. Maybe not. But anyway, we kind of topped out here last night. I don't know. I'm kind of with CPI tomorrow. Just kind of play it cautious. Sometimes on a bigger on the bigger picture, you You can see where pullbacks and retracements can happen. And like I said, just playing it cautious. And yesterday we had hit the weekly high already. This is previous weeks. So all of these indicators right here, this is a previous, the previous day, the previous week, the previous hour, previous 4 hour. When more people jump in here, I can really teach y'all how I utilize it. But for me right now, there hasn't been any major moves, so I'm kind of just chilling. When I looked at the thing, our news thing over here, there's not really a lot of news this morning. Normally the oil doesn't affect us. I didn't see any major earnings. Out of the companies that are on my watch list. Yeah, there's not really a lot today. Used to on days like today, I would get chopped up waiting, like trying to predict where we're gonna go when we're in a small range like this. Anymore, I would rather see you move, like I'd rather see it move one way or the other first, and then, you know, kind of make a decision on what I want to do. Because you can have a game plan and then it can all fall apart. And this morning, I'm not sure. I'm not sure which way we're trying to go. Since we broke that 6,000 mark, it's very possible that we could just come back down and test it again. And I've been telling myself, like, I don't want to short a whole lot. Shorting is harder than taking long positions. Like, you could probably do better if you only took long positions, because the market naturally wants to go up. Like, it will go down, but it usually goes down fast and then trends up slower. Man. Yeah, right now there's nothing that is making me say, hey, I'm going to take a play on this. We can kind of look at some of our options. Just turning some of these off real quick so I don't have to readjust my chart every time I switch. Let's see. The reason I watch ES is because it's majority kind of dictating the moves of the rest of the market. Here we can kind of see it's doing one of these. Meaning at some point it's going to come to a head and pick a direction. But it sometimes it'll bounce back and forth in a little pattern like this. And there's names for all the patterns and stuff, but we can get into that in another video. AMD is moving. The only reason I have GME and AMD on here is I don't even know why I have GME. I just have it on here to watch. I don't ever take any trades on it. Just in case it ever goes crazy, I just want to watch it. I think GME is the one that has earnings. I'm not really going to talk about the... One second. As I was saying, I'm not really going to talk about this indicator where you see the buy sell thing. It's something I'm working on, and I'll talk about it more whenever I get closer to releasing it. It'll probably be the only paid indicator that I ever have, or that I have. It's something that I've been working on, but it is far from saying, hey, use it. But you will see it on my screen, and I'm not going to turn it off. Just know that I'm not sitting here taking these. There's certain criteria that I have to say yes to a trade with that indicator. So it's not necessarily my main source of entry. I'm looking at tons of other stuff as well. It's a big candle. See if we could get a retracement. I just want to see movement. I just want to see some sort of range so I know what we're working with today. Okay. Let's see. Come on down. Come on down. Just a reminder, we do have a free Discord, and the link's in the description. If it's not working, let me know. Should be working. But you know how computer things can be. I haven't taken any trades this morning yet. Just waiting to see what this range is going to do. Waiting. We're coming back down to test this fair value gap. These are 5-minute fair value gaps, by the way. And I use, wow, my voice. I use Lux Algo's indicator. It's a free indicator. And even though I'm on the 1-minute chart, it's showing a 5-minute fair value gap because they just have a little more, I can trust them a little more in terms of trying to take a trade based off of them. Usually the higher time frame you go, the better and more you can trust it. Doesn't always work, but I would say 80 to 90% of the time you can trust them. You just kind of have to be watching the market structure and, you know, you got to have a little bit of intuition, I guess. So what I'm looking for next, I'm still newer to the 5. Like I've been trading the 1 minute because I live life on an adrenaline rush. But the 5-minute, it's a little more like you can see there will be multiple wicks in a 5-minute fair value gap. Oh, so here we've got one. That's something I look at too whenever I'm looking for the next one, if it's still showing up. If it's still showing up on my screen, that means it hasn't been taken out yet. So this one's already been hit once. And the one after that. So they've all had at least 1 or 2 touch points already. usually if it hasn't had a touch point yet and it's just sitting there, you can know that you can take an entry based off of that. I don't know for how much, but sometimes you can get at least 10 points, if not catch the actual reversal itself. I do like seeing things like this where the indicator I'm working on, it's basically a failed breakdown or breakout indicator. That's what it is. And it's catching areas where a lot of volume pushes in around a significant point. A significant support or resistant spot, and then this indicator where I have the previous highs and lows plotted. It's nice to see when some of your ideas kind of create confluence. All right, we're at top of the hour, 9 o'clock. What do we got? Man, this time goes by fast. And if y'all are watching with me, you don't have to wait on me to take a trade. If you have a strategy or something and you see something you want to move on it. But for me, I've learned that none of this says trade. And also, just because I'm live 8:30 to 10 Central Standard Time. But if you follow in the Discord, I will also be talking throughout the day because I have alerts on my phone and stuff, and I will take trades throughout the trading day, 8:30 to 3 Central Time. Just in terms of like education, following me and seeing why I did what I did. I still have to upload yesterday's trade recap for options. I'm gonna find a decent news source also that I can kind of have right here. Like I know we have. Where is it at? My gosh, my phone is loud. Let me see. Hold on, I click screeners because I wanted to see something. All right. Maybe it's in the community hub. No, I know there's a news thing on here. Maybe it's the chat thing. Whatever. Oh, my headphones are messing up. Hold on. Rolled over it with the chair. Okay. Does anybody have any questions in the chat at the moment? obviously, the name of the channel, Day Trading Musician. We can talk music, we can talk trading. I'm just waiting currently to see what this market's trying to do. Because right now it don't feel. And everybody's apparently calling me. You know, like you get nothing whenever you're sitting here and trading or just sitting here doing something with no plan. Sorry. You get nothing whenever you're just sitting here trading by yourself and you're not on a live stream. And then when you got something going on, everybody wants to call you, text you, and ask you to do something. Seriously. You can probably hear that because my phone is connected to this desk. And this Rode mic picks up everything. Okay. So currently, we've been in this 5-minute fair value gap, which is from earlier. Yeah, everything's important. So we're climbing out of this mess from midnight, looks like, when we had the big drop. We're basically filling that gap. And it's messy. And that's what it looks like to fill that gap. Let me zoom out a little bit. At least the stream is a little closer to being like spot on with real time. When I tried it Friday and I was testing things out, it was so laggy. It's another reason you got to be careful of not just me, but like anybody. If you're ever watching a live stream and you're trying to take a trade that they're taking, you can be behind and just know that it can cost you. Okay, so once we get past this one being cleared, this is going to be our next. These next two are going to be our next point of resistance. So I'm kind of starting to formulate a game plan, if this, then this, in my head, and just kind of see what comes to me and where we're going. And so these lines, all these are support and resistance levels. I do pay for them. They are... I follow a guy, his name's Adam Mancini, and he knows ES inside and out. So I trust these numbers more than most anything. So now what I'm kind of starting to wait to see is, are we going to keep chopping? Are we going to finally break out of this and push into this fair value gap? Which almost makes me believe that if we push into this one, we'll probably clear it quickly, just because there's been so much build up through this one, and at least touch this next one, if not the 6038 level. But I just don't have any good confirmation to go long or short yet. And I may not. But that's like, this is the education that you are. This is why you're watching. This is why you're joining this community, is to learn that you don't have to force a trade and lose your money. And I'm saying that from experience. Man, how about that Elon Musk and Trump slap fight the other day? Or something else. All right. What are we going to do? Because I guarantee, like, there are people who are trying to trade this. And it's just going to take, like, if you don't have patience and a plan, it's just going to take your money. And on a, like, future trade like ES, it doesn't make any sense to try to take, especially MES. It don't make any sense to try to just sit here and take 2 or 3 points. You want a trade that's going to move. I mean, at least, at least 10 points. Like, if you can capture this, even this range right here, like, if you could have captured that, that's decent for ES. What is that? Let's see. Say you entered this fair value gap. It's just short of 500. 425. I mean, 425 a day is not bad. It's another thing I was learning over the weekend. 5 points on ES a day is 250, I think. Something like that. Close to there. 250 a day is a nice salary at the end of the year. More than most. But thinking like that can trap you too, so you gotta be careful. Been there with that too. I used to have a chart on my desk where it showed if you make this much a day, this is how much you'd have at the end of the year. So then you're chasing profits, not good trades. And some days you are just going to lose. Like I've learned, I had a day last week when I was trying to trade while I was traveling. I was in the air and I was trading. And it wasn't the fact that I was on Wi-Fi in the air. It was the day. I've learned that days that trend, where they're basically trapping shorts or trapping long, I don't do well. Because sometimes I'm trying to catch those reversals. And by the time I realized that we were trending up all day, I've already made 2 or 3 bad trades. And it's like, I don't know. You stop believing in yourself for the day. But I know that about myself. So what I'm trying to do now is develop some kind of system or method to notice when those days are happening. But it is hard to notice. I will say this. I know I'll be ending at 10 on these days, on the free days. And sometimes moves don't start happening until 10:30, because that's when the London session closes. So just know that for your own benefit. I'm going to be working on some content today too that I'll start posting. Educational stuff will be out soon. And we don't know what we want to do today. But I am starting to notice we're kind of channeling up here. It's not the most pretty one, but it's happening. There's that, and then it's even here. It's kind of getting steeper. You can think trend lines don't work, but they kind of do sometimes. Let's see if we get a third touch point off of this one. I don't use trend lines all the time, but sometimes whenever I start to notice, when you start to notice certain things, it's like, okay, it's kind of drawing itself here. And then it's good to just put it in place so you can see it visually. So again, we have the free Discord. Please feel free to join. I would love to have you in the community. And on days like today, we can pass the time by talking about educational stuff. We talk music. We talk whatever. It's good, I think, to have that kind of community because it'll help pass the time and not sit there and make you be in your head about, oh, I need to trade, I need to take a trade, I need to do something. You can learn while you're waiting for something to come to you. That is the goal, is to let the trades come to you. That's where I'm finding the best success. And from different people that I've watched that are successful, I'm not talking about like flashy Lambo successful. I'm talking about people who actually are doing this day in and day out. This whole game is about leverage. And once you have a system and you can execute that system every day, day in and day out, then you start to grow and you start to accumulate more and you can leverage that. But without a good system, it just doesn't work. That's why I struggle with futures for the longest time. And I think prop firms kind of, I think they kind of aid that. Like they tell you that you should have a good system and whatnot, but they'll gladly take your money, you know. It's like you can pass a challenge. That's one thing I learned. You can pass a challenge easier than you will get a payout with a performance account. Because once you pass it and then you put money into the, some skin in the game, then you start trading different. And it's like, well, you'd probably be better off if you just traded the same way. But more than likely, you didn't have a system going into it. So you're just shooting from the hip. All right, so we've taken out the weekly high, the 4-hour high. And the 1-hour high is probably back behind there on one of them too. That is a free indicator, by the way, and it's my free indicator. So I made this one. And if you go in, join the Discord, the link for it is in there, or you can just go on TradingView. But it'll be under my actual name. It'll be under, well, not my actual name, but my company name, Michael Leslie Media. That's my TradingView. I'd had the TradingView longer than I've had the Day Trading Musician account, so I wasn't going to go back and try to do all that. Maybe at some point. We'll see. I don't know. But this morning is a good test of, can you trade for an hour and a half and then say, you know what, there's no good trade for me today, and then I'm walking away. Most people can't. Some days I can't. But I will say, being on here and streaming helps keep me a little more accountable. Like, while I'm not afraid to make a move on a good trade, I'm also not going to just jump into a bad one and have people who you know will follow you blindly. So I want to make sure that if I'm taking one, it's the best one for me. Because with my account, I'm only taking 1 to 2 a day. I mean, 2 to 3, sorry. Depending on the price of the option as well. Some days I can squeeze out 4 to 5. But if I'm squeezing out 4 to 5, it's usually because I had a loss. And, yeah. There's just some days where you can tell, like, this isn't happening for me today. Oh, I can actually pull it up right here so you guys can see it. Let's see. There it is. This is the high time frame, high-low targets is what I call it. Because with the way that I'm trading, if I'm like, say I enter a trade right here, say there was a fair value gap or something, and I entered the trade right here, well, then I'm saying, okay, well, the last hour high, I'm basically taking the trade to the next hourly high or low, vice versa. But it's harder for me to hold a trade that's going to a low, just because of the tendency of the market that, you know, it wants to go up. Oh, that's cool though. It's gotten a lot of love, like, right away. I mean, I'll take that it's been seen 1,400 times, but 131 people are using it and like it. Glad to create something that helps. All right. Still chopping our way up. I'm just not sure where this thing is trying to go today. And also, like, if there's a trade that you think I missed, I'd love to know why. I'd love to know what you guys are doing. Like, I'm secure with my system right now. I'm happy with it. But I'd love to know what you guys are trying and whatnot. You can throw it in the YouTube chat, or if you want to join the Discord and throw it in that chat, feel free. The Discord is free. And, yeah, we're streaming Tuesday, Thursday, 8:30 to 10 Central Standard Time. I also have a friend who will be joining in the next couple weeks. He will be streaming his own Forex channel. So if you know anybody who's into Forex or you're into Forex, he will be doing a stream as well. I kind of focus more on futures and options. Allergies kicking in today. Let's see what the market is doing as a whole. It's just slowly grinding up. It's like there's no real umph to it today. VIX is trash. There's no volatility. Volatility is our friend, and there's none of it today. What's the bond market doing today? Huh. That's one thing I hate about this indicator. Because there's so many support and resistance lines, it's trying to throw all of it in here. All right, we're starting to get some movement past this trend line at least. Or not, maybe. It's boring. It's boring today. No action. All right. Well, we did what I said, at least with this. We touched into this fair value gap. I know it will only go so far, so you can't physically see it. So we've kind of started to reach into this one. Either we're going to take it out or we're going to see a retracement off of it. We've already taken out the weekly. It's crazy. So the daily is next. We haven't touched that yet from yesterday. And we're moving so slow that my reversal indicator basically means nothing today. About 30 more minutes. There's some days where I used to watch this and I'd be like, man, as soon as I turn off the computer, it's going to go and it's going to start moving. Some days it doesn't, and some days it doesn't. There's been days where I'll turn the computer back on, or I'll look at my phone 2 hours later and it's just doing the same stuff. And there's really days where it does not move and do anything of significance. And I'm wondering because CPI is tomorrow, if that's kind of what we're feeling. I saw the forecast. $2.9, I believe, for core inflation. Yeah. Oh, they expect it to go up 1% or 0.1%. All right. Like, even if I took a long, it's painful trying to watch it go up like this. And in terms of options, this price action is terrible. Your best move on options so far was here to here, or this sell right here, because at least it moved enough to give you a little bit of profit. Everything else is kind of garbage so far. This slow climb. Yeah. Unless you're in the money, if you have an in the money contract, which I've started doing just because they give you a little more profit. Sometimes they hold their value better. Like, I want to say we're starting to get some action, but it really doesn't feel like it. I feel like it'd be risky to take a short here. But it probably is going to blow through this little one. I'd be interested to see if it bounces off of the trend line or this support. Technically, it's a resistance line, but since it's above it, I guess it would act as a support. Like, we're kind of in between these two major resistance areas this morning. See, that's what would bother me, taking a short off of that trend line. Today is like the structure of the market, just it's not showing that is a good trade. It can be a good trade, but based on today's price action, nah. Today is a great day for you to get chopped up and get really mad and feel like you have no idea what you're doing. Today's a good day for multiple confluences. What are we doing? We are just going nowhere fast. And then typically when it starts doing this little consolidation thing, more times than not, I see it go up. Okay, there's about a 15-second delay on the stream. It's not terrible. For a 2012 Mac, and it's on ultra low latency. So see. Consolidate, dip, pop. Always. Always. Oh my goodness. Thursday, I'll make sure that we have kind of I'll put together some sort of little structure of stuff we can do in the hour and a half, talk about, just to help pass the time, just in case it turns out to be a day like this. I doubt it will, just because of CPI being tomorrow, which probably means that it's a good old pal speech on Thursday, right? PPI, yeah. Let's see. Or is Powell talking tomorrow? We'll see. Oh my goodness. Y'all don't even know I'm proud of myself for today, exercising incredible patience. I mean, to be honest, there isn't really anything, especially for my options account. There's nothing today that maybe this one. Maybe I would have tried this one without you guys on the stream, but yeah, I don't know. It still did not feel right. Man, keep getting a weird noise in my headphones. I hope it's not coming across the stream. That's what it was. That's so weird. I unplugged my phone and it went away. Oh my goodness. Can we move? It's like kind of playing both sides of this now. This trend line. First it was above it, and now it's bouncing below it. That's why you can't tell me trend lines don't have some kind of meaning. I don't put my whole faith in them, but you can take plays off of trend lines. Like, look, I mean, even on a 1 minute. I just like my 1 minute chart. I'm sorry, I can't help it. The adrenaline junkie in me has to know what's happening. I've gone down lower, like on Tradeovate for my futures. I've tried 15 seconds, just to watch. That's too much. So what are we doing today? It's one of those days where I look back at my indicator and I'm like, well, what if I had just taken this one or this one? Can't be that way, though. Now it's just trading sideways. Come on. We bounced off the daily high. Probably going to take it out here. It's probably going to go up to this one at least. There we go. Just a slow grind. Finally something. I'm getting rid of this trend line. Are we going to bounce off this one? Oh, are we going to try to go for 60.38? Basically be taking this one out. If we take this one out, we're taking this one out. I just got to wait and see now. There's a small part of now where I start to kind of use like intuition just from watching the charts for 6 years straight. Sometimes when it starts to move up with a little bit of oomph and volume, it's like, okay, more than likely you're going to go up here. But that's not necessarily a great trade indicator or something you could put faith in, I guess. Hold on, I do need to take this call. My apologies. Had to take that phone call. I was thinking while I was still watching while I was on the call, and I was hoping that fair value gap there wasn't going to get taken out if it had at least stayed up to here, because I switched over to the 5-minute. If it had at least stayed up to there, I would trust this one a little more, but I don't trust that one now. I mean, you might get something out of it, but more than likely, it's going to get taken out. I mean, it's only 0.75. Stranger things have happened, though, you know? But we're closing in on the last 10 minutes here. More than likely, what's going to happen is there'll be a huge pop candle here somewhere. Take this one out. Where'd that? Draw a line here just so I can see it real quick. See if we can squeeze something out of nothing. And my Robin Hood's acting funny. All right, there we go. Oh, I missed it. Hmm. Yeah, so that one only gave like 3 points, which is nothing, really. I mean, for options, it was like maybe $10 you would have made. There we go. Now something's happening. Now the question is, where are you going to bounce? I was about to say, if that candle filled all the way back up to here or here, it was going here. So we bounced right off the weekly high, which was not something I was looking for. I was looking for the trend line. I'm still looking for that. Well, 3 more minutes. If I was going to take a trade today, it's going to be a bounce off of this to here. Because at least I could enter on the bounce and have a stop loss that's very safe, very minimal. Like a really good entry will allow you to hold the trade longer to reach the target. What are we doing? Technically, this second one got taken out. All right, I'm watching. man. Should have held it. Maybe a little bit. But it bounced right off the trend line, just like I said. Now I wonder if it's going to go up there. But anyway, that's it for today. That's 10 o'clock. I took one trade. It was a winner. Wasn't as big of a winner as I wanted, but it was still a winner. All right, so Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 to 10. The free Discord link is in the description. Please be sure to smash that like button, share it if you have any musician friends, or if you just trade without being a musician. I'm here for everybody. All right, I will catch you guys on Thursday. Hope everybody has a great day.